Hey everyone, welcome to Future Symphony, a podcast for hardcore papyrus by me, Corey Mark Fisher. The Gold Coast, with its gorgeous golden beaches and sweeping rainforested mountains, is the place that I call my home. And it happens to be filled with talented musicians and brilliant thinkers who I'm blessed to call my friends. In this podcast, Future Symphony, we talk to talented local people to get to the core of their creativity, with stunning insights into the highlights of life and love and the warm wishful wisdom of everything that's good. This podcast was made for you. Welcome to Future Symphony. On today's episode, we're talking to Logan Preste Aka Locashen, a 16-year-old creative prodigy who's killing it when it comes to music, dancing and photography. We get deep into topics such as the fascinating trends of social media and the never-before-seen power that we now hold in our hands. But before we get started, let's get a taste of some of Locashen's music.
Let's just take it slow, yeah. I'm just trying to be myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just trying to be myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. Yeah. I see you, girl. Yeah, you're so great. The things you do, all of your shapes. Everything is so complete, yeah, girl, yeah. You're crazy, so crazy. I know you know that you made.
Logan Preste, aka Locashen, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for coming on today. How you going?
I'm going great. Thank you for having me.
That's cool, man. No worries. This is actually the second time I've had you on the show because just like with my one with Matt Gray, the recording didn't really come out too well. We had too much echo from your 1970s mansion. And there was a fridge in the background too.
Yeah.
So we're back in your studio, which is a place we probably should have done it last time.
Yeah.
Much better acoustics in here.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to talk to you about something random. So yesterday I had to get my laptop fixed, right? Went into the Apple store, got it fixed, but I was without my laptop for a good 12 hours, I'd say.
Right.
And I was slightly freaking out a little bit. I had nothing. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I realized to some degree that I'm partly a cyborg in this day and age. Because if I don't know what to do without my laptop and I've got everything, like I do a lot of stuff, right? But it's all on the laptop.
Yeah.
And without it, I didn't really know what to do. And I actually just put the TV on.
Right.
So I used to be pretty against this kind of modern whatever's going on, but I've realized that I am a part of it and I'm becoming slightly a robot.
Yes.
What do you reckon about that?
I think it's because as humans to progress in like a common lifestyle, like, you know, to be out and to be talking with people, you have to be part of that. To be human in the 21st century, you have to be part of it almost. If not, you're a weirdo to most people, not to me, but to, you know, to the public, that's just weird to be. If you're not 60 years old, then it's just weird for you to not be part of that. But it's good to find a good balance between both, you know, being away from it, but also using it to your full advantage.
Yeah, I think people are starting to realize that a bit more now, that you gotta have a balance. You can't be too absorbed in it. But I do wonder about your generation, man. Like I know we're 10 years apart or something,
that.
but you guys have grown up with Instagram and Snapchat and this kind of platform where you can advertise yourself or promote yourself.
Yeah.
And you spend a lot of time looking at yourselves in this light, you know, and also in the I suppose in a way that you'd be thinking about what other people are thinking of you as you're creating this photo or creating this video. I mean, you're a part of the Golden Coastline crew. Really, really awesome aesthetic you guys have got going on.
Yeah.
You guys make really awesome videos and photos, and you go out there and you shoot each other.
Yeah.
Not like gangsters shoot each other with cameras and stuff, and make really high-end quality content.
Yeah.
What do you reckon that's like? I'm really fascinated about your generation and where that's going, because I have to keep up with you guys in order to be involved, as you're saying, in the public.
Right.
You know?
I think like, you know, this is a very common thing for them to really show off that, you know, that great lifestyle that they live. But once they are without their phone, they're like this dark elixir, you know, like this bad energy that they have towards themselves, not towards anybody else. They can still be really nice people, but you know, once they're away from their image and they're just in their own head, they lose touch of that lifestyle that they like to, what would it be?
Portray.
Portray, that's it, yeah.
Do you reckon that's the same with you? Do you suffer from that a bit?
I mean, my problems have always been people, which sounds super like negative sounding, but I've always, you know, in a way, like I've always wanted certain people to enjoy my presence, or, you know, simply just like me. And even though it doesn't really affect me that a lot of people don't, that's fine, you know. But in a way, there's like another side of my brain where that taps into itself by itself. And being on my phone or being off of my phone, being away from any technology, it doesn't change who I am. So me on Instagram is who I am, you know, like I'm not out here going to the new restaurant Fufu, I think it's called Fufu in Mermaids, where a lot of girls might take their photos and it might look really nice, but that's not really who they are. Everything on my Instagram, it honestly expresses me creatively. So I don't think, me personally, I just do not believe that I'm portraying anything other than myself. So if people meet me, I am who I am, you know. But
I agree with that.
You know.
But you're quite different for someone your age. Like, I don't know, you're 16?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, I don't even think of you as 16, you know. You're like one of those people that's, I don't even think about your age.
Yeah.
You know, when we're hanging out, and there's nothing. You're quite different in that way, and I don't see you being afflicted. Or I think everyone has a problem with other people, you know.
I think people do too,
how they're portrayed.
Yeah.
I've definitely suffered from that myself.
Yeah.
It's just social awareness, I think. But now social awareness is on social media, and we're, you know, I don't know.
It's upgraded the problem.
It kind of has, yeah. Well,
Increased.
yeah, but I want to go beyond that. Like, has it upgraded the problem, or is it upgrading us? Is it?
Here's what it's really
the problem
upgrading.
To the surface?
It's upgrading awareness, and we subconsciously know about it. But reality, that we don't know about it. We don't know how aware we should truly be. You know, here is what I'm talking about. So the problem is that people are not who they are on Instagram, and it's becoming like as though they have to put it on all the time, and it's becoming them, which is okay, because in a way that means they're being more true. Whether that's like being a fake person and that's just who they are, but
they are a fake person.
They turn into it because of the fact that they are, you know, really about that Instagram life, which is fine. You know, people do what they want to do. But if they do have problems with the way they look that nobody knows about, but they choose to, the awareness is there. Like, they know they have problems with themselves. And that Instagram thing shows them that. It's like I don't know what to call it.
You think it shows them that they have problems?
In a way, but they choose to think that that's just them. Like, that's just their head. But it's a combination. And I think it has raised awareness that, you know, we aren't who we are all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't mean to be too philosophical about it, because maybe the first thing I said came off weird, but You know, like, it's truly raising awareness of who we are, but we choose to ignore that and just keep on going on because we're too scared of the truth.
What's the truth?
The truth is that we're not that person, and they know it, but they choose to sidestep it when it comes.
And I think we all know it. Like, we all know it.
Exactly.
When we're on Instagram,
Exactly.
we know that person's not that person.
Yeah.
It's
We all know somebody
yeah.
who's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty... sometimes I think, though, man, if people actually documented their lives on Facebook, Instagram, social media, more true of just them doing their day-to-day and just being them, I reckon people would actually really flock to that almost. Or I would find that a lot more interesting.
It would be great.
Yeah.
But you got to think, they're content creators, the Instagram models, male or female. They're content creators to the point where, you know, like, you just post a 3 and then another 3 and it just creates like levels to the Instagram, you know.
Yeah.
And they all kind of come together like as photos, and they kind of like to keep that whole theme going where when people go on to their Instagram, it's like, it's nice to look at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And I like that because as a photographer, that's basically what a lot of photographers do. They try to keep that feel, like, you know, I want to keep that location feeling that people see my photos, they're like, that looks like a location photo.
Right.
You have to do it because it's part of, in a way, it's part of your branding, part of your image.
Yeah.
And they're not even photos of me. They're simply what I would call my art, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm
fully.
blending them all together.
That's what I'm saying is fascinating. You said branding, and it's like no other generation has ever had the chance to brand themselves
Exactly.
before.
For free.
For free, yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
You can do a lot with it.
I'm so fascinated. Like, where, I don't know, maybe we don't need to know where that's going to go, but
We will never know where it's going. It's all in our hands.
it is, right? Hey, it's all in our hands. And so when people freak out about it too, it's like, well, hey, it's us. We're doing it.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we're out of our own reach or anything.
But it's not one person's fault ever with social media. It's a lot of people.
Right.
It's a group of people.
And I think social media has brought out what was already there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, your music, bro. You just released a new song called Riding Bikes.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know people rode bikes anymore.
Yeah,
Old school.
I wrote on the blank GC website.
Uh-huh.
Which I had a few questions.
music
that I
publication,
answered.
right?
Yeah, and I had a few questions that I answered, and basically, you know, like these movies are not my childhood because they didn't come out when I was like alive, but in a way they are because I watched them young.
What kind of movies?
Okay, so basically I'm talking about anything from like, you know, like 70s to 90s styled movies where kids are like messing around.
Right.
You know, they're just being kids. They all rock just super dope outfits that would be dope in nowadays, but back then that was like normal, you know, with the real like washed out denim with the bomber jackets and like baseball caps and stuff, and they're always like up to mischief riding their bikes around.
Yeah.
You know? But there's always a girl in those movies. There's always a girl. And I just wanted to kind of, instead of being that kind of, that movie idea, that concept of those movies, I just wanted to make it just the bikes part.
Right.
And then add it to today's life being like, I love mermaids like a lot. I skate around mermaids.
You're talking about the
heaps.
video clip that you made as well?
Yeah. It's all inspired around those kind of subjects. So my local area, mermaids, and those movies. I always wanted to live that just for a day, you know,
Yeah.
like that 90s feeling, that bubblegum kid kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like baseballs cost like $5 to $7 now. But back then you could go to like convenience stores, in America I'm talking, and you'd probably be able to pick one up for like 70 cents or something.
Yeah.
You know? It's crazy.
It's cool to see the Gold Coast on film, like the way that you guys do it.
Yeah.
Because it looks so nice.
It looks how I see it.
Right.
I don't even like the Gold Coast that much.
Oh, dude, it's a special place.
But it's beautiful the way that I see it.
Right.
Because we're so lucky. And
you filmed that with AB, right?
yeah, Abso. Yeah.
Abso.
He's awesome.
AB, so.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, he's cool, man. I haven't really met him, but I've been watching his videos.
Yeah, he's funny, dude.
Yeah?
He's funny, but also very, very amazing at making videos and stuff.
Such an awesome collective around here.
Yeah.
Everyone seems to have the gear that everyone else needs. And
Exactly.
just collaborate on each other's
The
stuff.
beautiful side of it is that we're not asking each other for money. I've never been about the concept of making money off of your friends, you know? If you make money, then it goes to you guys all. But if someone... I don't know, like if someone wants me to help them do a shoot or something, maybe about a year and a half ago, I was like, oh, I need to make money, because it was like the only thing I was making money from. But now I'm just like, if you're my friend and you need photos, then I'm gonna take good photos for you. Confidently will say, I'm gonna take good photos for you. Because, I don't know, it's cool to like hang out with people. You know, you can take photos of them, but also hang out with people is like the main thing, just creating more of a connection. And it doesn't even mean I'll be taking photos of them. Even my photographer friends, like, we just go out and take photos together. It's dope, you know.
Right, so the photos that you do see on Instagram, they're just a byproduct of the hangouts that you guys were having.
Basically.
Yeah, that's cool.
Basically.
Right, that's
and
cool.
I know a few other people who are like that also.
Yeah.
Who just like, you know, they just shoot their friends, which is so cool. Because it's important.
Yeah.
You know, you're using what you're confidently good at to hang out with people and enjoy a good time and also do something productive, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool.
I'm finding that with these podcasts as well. I was trying to make this content to monetize it or to get a big audience or something like that. And I always found myself getting super stressed out when I was trying to achieve that.
Yeah.
But then it just came back to like, nah, I just want to make it for my mates to listen to and the people around, you know, because I know that I can get it out to you guys and just the local area, you know. It's like trying to capture the world or some people I don't even know, you know, just like focus on what you do actually have in your local area.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to be, I don't know what it is I was trying to be, but it seems a lot more achievable and more enjoyable.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, hey, let's listen to your first track, Riding Bikes.
Yes.
You worked with Matt Gray,
Yeah,
who we interviewed
with
last
Matt,
time on this.
Yeah. He's awesome. I think I was making music with him on Tuesday. And we just made something real good. I'm gonna be writing for that, writing the song, and it's gonna be another really nice track.
Cool, man.
Yeah, but this one is Riding Bikes, produced by Matt Gray. I hope you guys enjoy that.
Ride them bikes around, ride them bikes around, ride them bikes around. Never turn around, never turn around, never turn around, never turn around. I've been waiting for you to come back home. I don't really know how I can get to you, get closer to you. We're both in different worlds, surrounded by different things. I could meet you at the coffee cafe. We can talk about it together. You can tell me how you feel. I'ma tell you what I'm thinking.
Lights, cameras, action, flash.
Ride them bikes around, ride them bikes around. Ride them bikes around, ride them bikes around. Never turn around, never turn around. Never turn around, never turn around. I've been waiting. It's been far too long. Maybe we could go another round. Going hard is strobing, trying to hold it down. Yeah, sun's out, eyes open, alert to the waves crashing. Maybe we could go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ride them bikes around, turn around. Ride them bikes around, turn around. Ride them bikes around, turn around. Ride them bikes around. I just wanna ride them bikes around, ride them bikes around. Ride them bikes around, ride them bikes around. Never turn around, never turn around. Never turn around, never turn around.
All right, cool. So that was Riding Bikes. I love that track, Logan. Location.
Thank you. Yeah.
I have a problem with your music, though. It makes me want to make love to my girlfriend.
That's what it's all
And-
about, dude.
Yeah, but you're 16, bro. And
Hey,
I'm like,
we all got. I'm a legal age now, dude. What are you talking? Man, we need to be. You know. I'm glad, dude. I'm glad.
No, it's epic that you tapping into that. Whatever that vibe means.
Yeah, we gotta make love. That's not a problem, is it? It's
No, that's not a problem. I mean, it
Does
might.
she have a problem with it?
No, well,
Okay.
it's
Oh.
not a problem. It's just that we know you, and it's it's like I don't know. It's like
No,
we'd be
that's
making
good shit.
love with you in mind, and I don't know.
Are
Anyway,
you thinking about me?
yeah.
Oh, I think about you too, bro.
No, but you are tapping into something. It's beautiful, bro.
Yeah. When
It's
I
beautiful.
do R&B music,
I think there's R&B, then
That's-
that's cheese, and then there's this kind of stuff that's
that is
sex.
the cheese, bro. That's because that's like literally from my heart. Riding bikes is more like music that's like coming from me, and obviously Matt. But on the idea and the concept of the song, if it makes people feel better listening to that music than any of my R&B style music, then that's really dope.
What would you call that music?
R&B music.
Did you say if it sounds better if they're listening to that instead of you R&B?
Yeah, I don't know what I would say. I would say it's very urban jazz, very
Last time we talked, you used the phrase future soul,
yeah.
and I think that's
I would
an awesome, awesome
say Frank Ocean is one of those people. I just think he's the best soul artist of our time. There's beautiful soul artists, but he's my favorite one.
He's also been extremely successful with it as well.
He's been so successful, and it's experimental R&B basically. And he's just good at it, like no one makes melodies like he makes melodies. Like everything that he does is just like feels so good to hear, it's almost as if like he's got this sound in his melodies and his vocals and his lyrics that kind of just create this weird little, like, they just creep into my soul. They just activate me as a person, which is super weird to say, but like
And do you reckon that's kind of what inspires you with your music?
I
Try
think
and,
Locashen has a lot to do with my perspective on everything, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like what you're tapping into, you know, for me personally, I definitely wasn't tapping into that at 16. Like at 16, I was struggling hardcore with.
But
I didn't
you've
even.
tapped into it now.
I've tapped into it now.
And I talk to people like you.
Right.
That's it.
Sure.
Were you talking to people like yourself at 16?
Dude, I don't even know what I was doing at 16.
Exactly.
I don't even think I was alive at 16.
Exactly.
Like I wasn't even aware that I was
not.
alive. I was just.
Well, there you go. I think, you know, my parents told me, like, I always did have like a mind of my own and stuff, and did a lot of weird shit when I was a kid. But I think it's complemented the fact that I get to speak to you and Matt and Griffin and people like that can just like I don't know. I woke up the other day and I just thought, you know, people people around my age, they're like, "Oh, you're so wise," but I'm like, I'm really not. I'm really not, because because wisdom is handed down. It's always been handed down. You know, like weird little sayings that older people than you say to you sometimes. You're like,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then you're like, you just that little step more to yourself. Like, I was at a
You do realize you're speaking wisdom right now, right?
yeah, kind of. But I was at a seminar, like a martial arts seminar, and the master said, he said, you can't stand in the same. He said something about a river. He said you can't stand in the same place twice in a running river or something like that. I can't remember what he was saying. I'm still thinking about that. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what he's talking about there. But it's stuff like that.
Is that because the water's constantly?
Yeah.
It's never the same water at any one given time.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be thinking about that if it wasn't for him to have said it in the first place, you know?
Right.
So that's wisdom being handed down, you know? So I guess he's just
I think
saying,
wisdom comes from life experience as well.
Exactly. And
But-
people that have been, it doesn't really matter the time that people have been on Earth, it's just the experiences that people have had, you know?
I think two people can have the same experience and one of them can just fly through it without even taking notice and just get to the other side, and then the other one can really question or be observant of the whole journey of getting through that experience and come out the other side being able to like
Because
pass something down.
At the end of
from
the day,
it.
we're all different. We really are. People want to think that we're not different. We look different, and that has an effect on everything that happens. If you look different, you know. And this is not a bad comment, but if you're not one of those really good-looking boys in school, you don't end up dating the pretty girl. You don't.
No.
You really don't. And that's like a part of our existence, is that, you know, the way we look has an effect on what happens, you know?
Well, I'll tell you how that has an effect. What I've noticed is the pretty boys at school
Yeah.
always generally turn out to be losers
Yeah.
later on in life.
Yeah.
Because they got all that attention when they were young. They think they're the shit.
Yeah.
And then they go out into the world where no one gives a shit about you. And they're not in school anymore. And, you know, they expect everyone to think they're the shit and whatever. And then it usually turns out to be the geeks or the people who went unnoticed because they didn't need people's attention to feel good about themselves. And so they end up chipping away at something, you know, they got this hobby or they got this skill. And then you get older and it's like the people with the skills, they've actually made something for themselves. That's where the pretty girls then go for, well, not all of them, but that's kind of where the attention turns later on. It's, because all the pretty boys at my school, you know, they're just kind of the same dudes.
Oh, because they're living a lie.
Right. That's what I said. And as you said, it has an effect on you as well.
It's a pretty harsh thing to say. I think they're just living their life.
Life
And they
also
have a
has a
choice.
lie.
They do have, they do.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah. Wait, but enough of other people, man. What about you? Where do you come from? What's your little bio?
My bio.
What led you to making tunes?
What led me to making tunes? I think it's a big part of it is that my family loves music a lot. Like, they love music. So I was always around that. And then I became a dancer. And dancers love music too. And then I met people like Chris Cello. You know what? The first guy that taught me how to dance was Aaron Blue.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to just give me like iPods and stuff, like full of music, man. And this is when I was about 9. And from like about 9 to 11, I was just listening to like soul, slow jam, hip hop to like the fullest, like really hip hop type music. So I just got like filled with like really nice music, good foundation of music. And then I met Chris. Chris has always been on a different wave to everybody. Everybody knows that. Chris has been doing what he's doing for a long time. He kind of introduced me to Selection. And Selection Radio. The guy that basically created it, Joe K. He's like a DJ kind of thing.
Where do you find that?
Well, that's on SoundCloud.
Okay.
I think, yeah, and I think it's on his website as well. But he's a legend, straight up. If there's anyone that I could ever, talk to and possibly be signed to or anything along those lines, Selection is it, because that's like the truth of music today. Like,
do you have a plan for that at this point?
A bit of a plan.
Yeah.
A bit of a plan. I wouldn't even I'm not gonna speak on it.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
I'm working with other people on that idea.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna do really well.
Cool.
So, one day, everyone should see. Everyone should see me. I'll be doing big shit.
Awesome.
That's the goal.
Well, man, let's listen to your second song you got for us.
Yeah, so this one is, like I said, very R&B style. It's called You Know It at the moment. At the moment, it's called You Know It. It hasn't come out. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's very R&B kind of vibes, so yeah, enjoy that.
Baby, why'd you waste my time? Yeah, waste my time.
Lucas.
Yeah, hit 'em with the soul. Yeah, I hit 'em with the soul. Yeah, I'm just tryna be you. I'm just tryna be you. I'm just tryna be you. I'm just tryna be myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just tryna be myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. Running through these streets with my ghost on. Shadows in the light, my girl. Feel like I'm sinking super slow. Only difference is it is cold. I wanna know what you think now. Is it something that we can take now? Let's just take it slow, yeah. Let's just take it slow. Let's just take it slow, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just tryna be myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just tryna be myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. Yeah. I see you, girl. Yeah, you're so great. The things you do, all of your shapes. Everything is so complete. Yeah, girl, yeah. You're crazy. So crazy. I know you know that you make me. just tryna please myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just tryna please myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just tryna please myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just tryna please myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just tryna please myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl. I'm just trying to please myself. You know it, girl. You know it, girl.
All right, so that was You Know It. Girl, You Know It. Did you produce that yourself, that one?
I didn't. That's a free beat on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I don't like my beats. I'm just gonna grab another producer's beat. I can't even remember the guy's name, but the
Shout
beat's
outs.
nice. Yeah, shout out to
That guy.
that guy. My bad, dude. But yeah, I didn't make that beat, sadly. But it's a cool song.
You do make beats though, right?
Yeah, heaps.
Yeah, heaps.
Yeah, heaps.
Last time we had this interview, something I want to go back into was you were talking about, I was asking you about how do you go about like constructing your beats? Because you're not like traditionally so much of like a musician in the sense of like
I don't
music
have great
theory
I don't
and
have
stuff.
great theory. I don't know anything about it, to be real with you.
Yeah.
The only thing that I learned properly was drums, like percussion and stuff. But
That's a good start.
yeah, so basically, which I said last time, basically I come up with melodies just note for note, and that's the first thing that I'll ever record, and then with those I then put all of them together, and that'll make the chords for my song. So I do play it. I don't electronically click on a bunch of different notes when I make with my chords and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I do play them, but I just make melodies first, and then I put all of those notes that make the melody, and I put them all together, and they end up being really nice chords.
Right, so you make the melodies in like a series of notes.
Yeah.
That, you know, do 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 or whatever,
Yeah, and then I'll
you
put all
grab
of them
all
together.
those notes and then you put them into a chord.
Yeah.
So then they play at the same time.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I don't mean that in a bad way. Like that's just.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, you figure out your own way of.
Doing it.
Well, because when you play that melody, you're going, I like that sound. So if I like that sound and I put them together, then I'll
just
probably
see
like
if it
that
sounds
chord.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if they go together, then they should go together as a chord.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would you say to anyone out there, say is younger than you? It doesn't have to matter, doesn't matter what age, but someone who's like, I want to make music, but I'm not musically trained.
Just play around. Simple. Creative people have been doing this for a long time. How does anybody think that anything was created? We didn't, like, we started off with nothing, really, as I think I know it. We didn't start off with, you know, the Q1 on the Gold Coast. We didn't know how to build that when we first started building things. We probably were building out of, like, dirt or, like, trees and stuff. Like, that's
Stick
what
in
we
a rock.
started on.
Yeah.
And they were just fucking around like that. Can I say that word or anything?
Fucking around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they were just fucking around. You know, like they were just putting things together, experimenting. So why can't anybody just experiment with music and just end up with something, or end up with something that's like really bad? Just keep going. That's what I would say. If you don't know what you're doing, then keep not knowing what you're doing and use it to your full advantage, because sometimes knowing what you're doing creates a limit, and if you have no limit, then just create whatever you want, really. and you'll slowly get used to your rhythms and stuff for making music, and it'll all come together.
I think you get better at playing around as well. I think you get better
Yeah.
at mucking around with things.
Yeah.
Like that's a skill in itself.
It is. I also think knowing how to play is way more important. Way more important.
What do you mean by play?
So you know music, you know the theory of music and stuff. That's way more important than knowing how to muck around. It's just that I don't know how to do it, so I have to muck around, you know.
Right.
But whenever I'm around Matt, I'll ask him questions about music because it's way better to know about music. You know. So because
Well,
they're the ones creating
The proof's
amazing.
in the pudding with him. He can just
Exactly, because
he
he knows what he's
and
doing.
make it in like a minute.
It's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
He's like a mixture of mucking around and also, you know, because that's when music, like people that make hip hop music, but they don't sample, they actually use instruments.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Someone who mucks around but also knows how to play.
Yeah.
It's super dope.
Yeah.
That's the level to be on. That should be everybody's goal.
It's just and that's what I wanted to talk about too with like Instagram and that. I'm talking about social media. It's also giving people are becoming creatives. Like
Yeah.
they've never were before.
Yeah.
The average person now, like I see a mum take a photo of the beach and then she gets on Instagram and she's thinking about her Instagram account and she writes some little words and does some little filters and then posts it up because she's composing it for people to look at.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then she posts up this public photo, you know, it may not be that good, but she wasn't in the past she wasn't creating stuff. You know, she would have just been looking at that beach and going like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah.
I think that's something that's really fantastic. That's something that's really
Because they have the ability.
right. So easy for them to do it now.
If I could say, like, if you got an iPhone, you can do a lot. One of my favorite photographers, like my top 3, and I'm not joking, he's only ever shot on an iPhone. So, and I love quality,
Yeah.
but this guy's beyond quality. He is on a different level. And
What's his name?
I don't know how to say it. But this guy's like, you know,
I think it's Yaze Usman.
yeah.
So _YASY Yazy
Yeah.
USMAN. Oh, it's like Yazy Usman. Yeah, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's all from an iPhone.
Yeah.
That's hectic, man. And so, yeah, as you said, if you have an iPhone, there's almost no excuse.
Yep.
Like there is no excuse anymore.
There isn't.
You have platforms to put your stuff out there. You have freaking supercomputers in the palm of your hand.
Yep.
There's no excuse now.
Yeah.
But then that's almost overwhelming too.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I don't know, bro. Sometimes, I'm like making this content, like these podcasts and whatever the hell I'm doing, because I have this thing in me that's like, I don't know, when I create stuff, it's just, there's this feeling about it, It's
Yeah.
like something that's nothing as satisfying as that. But then there's also such a saturation of content out there at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with being a nobody. As long as you're doing something that you want to do, You don't have to put it out for anyone to see. The main thing about artists and creatives is that the world shouldn't see your best work all the time. Because if you are an artist, you don't do it for any other reason than the fact that you're passionate about it. So
are you saying, like, if you're just putting up all your best stuff all the time, then you're not just doing it?
you're doing it because you don't because you want to be accepted. So creatives these days, and I'm gonna put up two of my, like, the pair of fingers that I have and
The bunny
and
ears
tweak
or-
them every time I say creative now,
Yeah.
because it's like my least favorite. We're just gonna wait.
There's a boat passing by. We're on is that Lake Intrepid?
Lake Intrepid.
Got this beautiful view of Lake Intrepid.
I don't like the way that sound. Lake Intrepid. It doesn't. It sounds so sketch. Not even gonna lie.
Intrepid means brave. courageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Sounds like no, I'm not even gonna go there.
I've heard there's bull sharks in there, so you probably have to be pretty brave to swim.
Yeah, I guess that's where it comes from.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Creatives.
How I'm tweaking my fingers every time I say yeah.
Creatives, yeah.
You know, like I'm doing the quote fingers, people. I'm doing the quote fingers when I say creative. It's such an overused word now. But, you know, people are just making things to put them out. But you don't have to put anything out ever. It's just if you want to do something. But sometimes you shouldn't be only focused on what people are going to hear. You should just focus on what you want to hear, you know? There's a big difference between artists and just people that create that kind of, like if they make music, then they make music, and then there's people that make art, you know? They're two different things. And they're both focused on music. But I'm saying some people just want to really create something with a true feeling to them, whereas other people might be focused on the dollar sign behind their music, which is fine. I might do it here and there, because
I think good on you for doing it, you know?
yeah, I do love I do love music, and I've always loved it before I even thought about that other side of it. So yeah, there's just a lot of words now that are just being used because exactly what you said, like Instagram and stuff is like, there's just a lot more people creating stuff out there now. But I think people just claim things very quickly, like they don't let themselves progress first.
Right.
And they just claim it.
Right. Have you been on the social media? Oh, you probably haven't. Do you know LinkedIn? It's like a business social
I
media
think
platform.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, well, everyone on there is an entrepreneur. Everyone,
Dude, how
yeah.
many entrepreneurs are there?
I know, right?
How many are there?
There's
Too many?
There's too many. Yeah, too many MCs, not enough mics. And you know, I think there's a difference between starting a business and actually like running a business for 5 to 10 years that's actually successful and actually makes an impact on culture and society.
Yeah, a lot of people call themselves entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it's like I can just start a business now and call myself an entrepreneur, but they're everywhere, bro.
Like, you know, like, I feel like I could even call myself an entrepreneur, really,
You could.
in today's age,
You could.
which is bullshit because I'm not. Like, in reality, that's the thing. People just claim they're not putting any foundation. They're not working on anything. The base is never there,
Yeah.
you know.
Like,
People
I
just
reckon
need to,
if you turned Location into a brand that was making money and was turning over a profit and kind of expanding to making an impact, I'd probably then say, yeah, you can call yourself an
exactly. That's
because you made
that's
something
what it
out
is.
of nothing. You know?
Yeah, and you also are being successful is what it should be based on. Because it is business. And businesses are not made to fail. Ever.
A lot of them do, though.
Exactly. So don't call yourself an entrepreneur until you're like, until it's flowing.
Well, hey, let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Have you got any famous last words for people?
Truth is, believe in everything that you do first, because that's important in dancing, in music, in photography, in whatever you want to do. Believing is the most important part of everything. And also, if you really want to take yourself to the next level, just go and watch Conor McGregor talk about what he's going to do in the first round, because whether he does it or not, he believes it, and that's what's important. And many times it's come through for him. Like, he's lost probably like 3 times, I think, and he was, you know, he learnt from those times, and that can be also shown. You know, believe in yourself, and if you fail, don't lose, learn, because then that means you're taking another step forward instead of backwards. Losing is not the worst thing that can happen. Bruce Lee lost. And then he figured out what he needed to do to win. So he took many steps forward. So I can just say, have two people that you look up to. One who's very, very full of wisdom. One who can inspire you. And then another person who can motivate you. And someone who really believes in what they're doing. Both of them will. But I'm not saying create two idols for yourself. But I am saying definitely look up to people, because that is super important too. Like I said, wisdom is handed down. And that's all I have to say.
Nice. Where can we find you, bro?
You can find me on Spotify. But you can find me on Spotify, Location.
I'll put all the links below.
Yeah, put all the links below. You can find me. Just let you know that I'm gonna do something real dope one day, and that's it.
Cool, man. What's this last track that you got for us?
So basically, this one is like a ballad, a very jazz feeling song. We don't have a name for it yet, but this is just a preview. It's not fully finished. It's very love-making music, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey everyone, if you're still here, thank you very much for listening. Make sure to check out Location on Facebook, Instagram and Spotify. He's set to make some big moves very soon, including an EP with our last guest, Matt Gray. So jump on board and enjoy the ride. Check out the links below for all the information you need to follow Location and his fantastic work. On the next episode, we'll be talking to Jordan Baker, aka Lightyear, a local MC, producer and master engineer who's about to drop a banging EP and has plenty of deep and insightful wisdom to pass on to you. If you want to follow me, you can find me at Hardcore Papyrus on Facebook and Instagram. make sure to check out my website at heartcorepapyrus.com. I make a whole bunch of different content, including videos. I'm not sure where the journey will take us, but we are certainly going somewhere good. The links are in the description below. If you do want to help me out at all and say thanks for this show because you're enjoying it, then please share it with your friends and family. That's the best way that you could say thank you, because it helps me to reach people I couldn't otherwise reach. And if you do that, thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.